Welcome back everybody, and on today's video I'm going to be going over what is the best CRM for investors slash wholesalers. Believe it or not, this is a question that I get almost every day in my Instagram or in my DMs. I get this question very frequently. People ask me, what is the best CRM, or why do I need a CRM, or what even is a CRM? So in this video I'm going to be covering all of that. If you guys are confused about what a CRM is supposed to do and what are the best options, I'm going to go ahead and present them to you guys today in this video. So let's keep going with the next slide. So the question was, what is the best CRM for investors slash wholesalers? It depends, right? There are several softwares to pick from, right? There's Trello, there's Investor Fuse, REI Reply, Podio. I'm currently still using REI Reply. I started with Trello, then I went to Podio and smartphone. I paid like $1,000 to get it set up, and then I went to REI Reply because it was much easier to send on my campaigns, right? And I have friends that are using Investor Fuse, so that's why I'm listing that one there for a lot of good things. So why do you need a CRM for wholesaling? Well, you need to be able to track all seller communication in one place. Now, this is very important. You need to track what you say to a seller, right? You need to have notes. If they said anything important like the condition, motivation, timeline, price, you need to have those notes. You need to have notes of their asking price, right? You need to have a way to follow up with that seller and talk to them using that same number that you reached out to them with. And usually the software you're using is where you're purchasing the phone number, and we want to make sure we're using that same phone number to contact the seller repeatedly. It's just good for rapport, right? So you want to be able to keep that communication all in one place. That's one of the top reasons why you need a CRM. Now, you will lose out on deals by not having a CRM. And one of the reasons is because when you have a CRM, you can create hot, warm, and cold follow-up SMS campaigns. So you can follow up with leads that are getting a sell in the next 2 to 3 weeks, which would be considered a hot lead, or warm leads that need 2 months or even more than that. And then cold leads that typically need 3 months or more. So you need to have a system to help you follow up. Okay, so these are all valid reasons of why you need a CRM for wholesaling. You need a CRM when you're doing sales, right, or lead generation in the way that we're doing it, because we're going to be reaching out to a lot of people and only a small percentage are going to convert. And so therefore we're going to do a lot of follow-up. We're going to have a lot of files open, right? A lot of, if we were doing this at home, right, with paper, the old way, the old school way, we would have a lot of papers and a lot of drawers, right, with papers of following up and notes, right? This is why we need a CRM, so we can follow up with people, right, on the computer, have a system to track all the communication, follow up with them, and not lose out on any deals. So we made that crystal clear. That is why we need a CRM. Now, the next question is, what is important when selecting a CRM? We know why we need a CRM. Now, what do we need to look for when we're selecting our CRM? Now, this is not common sense to a lot of people, but you must be able to afford the CRM for more than 6 months. You need to have a place where you're constantly adding leads, right? So you're going to do your marketing, whether it's Facebook ads, PPC, door knocking, right, driving for dollars, cold calling, whatever marketing you're doing. You want to be able to write down leads information, right, the seller's name, address, stuff like that, and you want to write some notes and be able to follow up with that seller. And you're going to be doing this for more than 6 months, so you need to be able to find a CRM that you're going to be able to afford for at least 6 months, at the bare minimum 6 months. So don't go with these pricey CRMs that are $299, $197, right? Like, can't afford it, then it's not worth it automatically, because you're going to have to keep finding another CRM, and you don't want to do that. You want to pick one CRM and stay with it until you're closing deals, and then down the line switch over, right? You can always switch over and you'll have more money down the line to get the best out there. But right now, only focus on what you can afford to pay for the next 6 months. And typically, most CRMs are $99 to maybe $120 a month. So Now, the next thing when picking a CRM is you must like it. You definitely need to like the dashboard, right? The way it looks. Now, you must have a good understanding on how to use it. It should be easy to get local numbers. Whenever you're selecting a CRM, it should be easy to find and buy local numbers within that CRM. Okay, numbers. And it should be easy to send text messages. So your CRM should be a place where you can actually have conversations and send text messages as well as text campaigns. And you should be able to create task reminders, because there's a lot of stuff you're going to need to remember to do, right? Follow up with certain sellers, get certain paperwork. And so you need to have a way to create these task reminders. Now, you should be able to track every step of a wholesale deal. And what I mean by this is you just need to be able to track every single step. So you follow up with the seller accordingly, collect the correct stuff, and pretty much get the deal all the way to closing. And last but not least, you should be able to create some sort of automations custom to your operation, right? Is if you have no money. So if you absolutely do not have money, right, maybe less than $50 a month, the best CRM for you is going to be Trello. Trello does not provide local numbers, right? So you're not going to be able to text through there. You're going to probably need a text-free app. It is a hot, warm, cold, right? So hot leads, warm leads, cold leads, and then here like this. So this is a very simple CRM. You can create boards, and then you can create kind of like these stages, and then you can create cards in here. So you can write the name of the seller, like Nancy Drew, right? Her property at 123 Main Street. I talked to her on the dialer. She says she wants to sell. So we'll go add this. We can go over here. Now we can select dates. When is the next time I follow up? But you can create notes like, hey, I spoke with her yesterday. She is not ready to sell, blah, 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 right? You can write some notes, and then you would need like a text-free app on your phone, on your mobile device. You would need text-free apps. So you can actually text this person, but you would pretty much manage the lead through here. And this is 100% free. Now, moving on. So if you have a bit of money, then you can use Podio or you can use REI Reply. Now, Podio versus REI Reply. These are honestly the best two CRMs I have ever seen. There's no there's no better than these two, right? You're either going to use Podio or you're either going to use REI Reply. In my opinion, I think REI Reply is better if you're brand new and you just want to follow up and you're going all out, but you're doing all your follow up yourself. You're not really hiring that many employees. Then REI Reply would work amazing for you. Podio is more for people that already have a team of more than 5 people, where things can get hectic easily. And that's what I think. But now let me go ahead and give you guys the bullet points. So Podio is impossible to learn. That is the number one thing that sucks. Podio, you will not be able to learn and set it up. You will actually need to hire someone to set it up properly. And I've paid someone $1,000, and I have seen all over Fiverr, you're going to pay anywhere from $600 to $1,000 to have someone set up Podio for you. And when they set it up for you, they're going to set up your entire thing. And I'm going to show you how that would look. So this is my Podio setup here that I have. And this is Podio. Podio is not bad. It's really not. But this cost me $1,000 to have this all set up. And if you go on Fiverr.com, I'm telling you that is really the price range when it comes to having someone build out your Podio. Now, REI Reply is possible to learn. I'm not saying it's easy, but you can learn it. And once you do, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be able to send direct mail through here. You're going to be able to do so many different things. But yeah, you can also hire someone to build it out for you. Like me, I can do it for you, but definitely way cheaper than $600 to $1,000, right? Anyone on Fiverr for REI Reply, they should charge you less than $200. Right, to help you out with something. It's very cheap, whereas Podio is much more expensive. It's much more complicated. Now, One of the main reasons why I switched from Podio to REI Reply is because REI Reply is easier to send follow-up campaigns. And I'm actually going to show you right now, because this is the main reason why I switched to REI Reply. So if we hop into the setup that I paid $1,000 for, I'm not saying this is a bad setup, but one of the things that irks me is how I have to send my text campaigns. So I have to go to campaign steps. I have to actually create a step, then come over here, and I actually have to put in the fields. And this is just too much. It's very overwhelming for me. And then once I create a step here, then I can go to drip campaign, and then I can create the campaign, and then I can find all those steps that I created. Now, it's not so complicated, but for me, honestly, it's too annoying, and it's much easier on REI Reply, in my opinion. So this is how you would send a campaign inside of REI Reply. You would go to your automations. You would just create a simple workflow, and that workflow would only require a couple steps, right? The phone number, the text, and then how long you want to wait, and then you can send another text. So that's really easy. And then all you would need to do is go to contacts, look for the seller you want to add, select them, and then you click this robot here, and then you can easily add to your campaign. And you can add it at drip mode, or you can send it all at once. And that's so easy, way easier for me than on Podio. So that's just my personal take on it. I didn't really show you guys my REI Reply setup, but this is what it looks like. It has 4 pipelines, the acquisition right here, pretty much all the hot, warm, cold, long term. As you can see, these are actual campaigns that I add my sellers into, and it's way easier. Now, if I actually go into pipelines and then I click this edit button, you can see all the steps that I have. I have hot, warm, cold, long-term follow-up, upcoming walkthrough, cancel walkthrough, find comps, present offer, offer sent, offer rejected, offer accepted, under contract, get pictures, buyer offer accepted, buyer EMD received, closing, wait for closing date, deal closed, deal dead. So every single step of a wholesale deal is here. And I created my own setup, I created my own automations, and anytime I talk to a contact, I have a selection of contact dispositions, like either got to follow up, they're not interested, property sold, wrong number, DNC, all these different steps where I can start certain campaigns, stop certain campaigns, all these steps that will eventually get me to a deal closed. I can even add them to a daily call list, right? So if you guys want this setup with all these dispositions and automations, if you guys want this custom build out that I built while running my business, then you can definitely check the link below and get it. It's very cheap, very affordable. But if you guys don't want to use that, that's totally fine. You can build your own, or you can try out Podio, or you can even try out Trello.